So unfortunately this is going to have to be part 2 because my film camera just stops filming after a while. So part 2, I can't edit, I'm sorry. Okie dokie. So carrying on, this is a skirt that I've had as long as I remember. I think it used to belong to my mother at some point, and it's just been a good catch-22 Cinderella costume something pirate, you name it, we've used it for something skirt. It's big, it's long, it's fluffy. I think there's sections cut out of it because we just want a bit of coloured fabric. It's been around for, that skirt is at least 30 years old, at least, and has been used for pretty much every costume thing for the history of time. Okie dokie, we have a fluffy duffy daffy hat. This was for the sixth form panto. So when me and my sister were 16, we were part of the sixth form panto and we played fighter jet pilots. So basically there was an intermission where like something, it was like, this is too rude to show on thing because we're panto-y. So here is an intermission including a performance from our Royal Fighter Jets. I mean, my sister basically wore big fluffy helmets and we had to run around to the Ride of the Valkyries theme song and go, and it was really fun. This is my little goth top that I think I wore with the lacy skirt that I showed earlier. So this was a gift from my sister when she went to New Zealand. She just bought it for me because she thought I'd like it. So there we go. Classic sort of, it's all stretchy. It's not a real corset top, but it's very comfy and it's fun. We have a homemade garter. So there was a pair of trousers that I see whether or not my camera will focus. There was a pair of trousers that I bought for going into secondary school that I never wore, and it came with a purple flower, and purple flowers weren't regulation. So I cut off the purple flower and I used some ribbon and I made a garter from First Principles. And again, I'm pretty proud of that. It looks like it ought to look. It's got like little beads all interlinked in there, and it's just made up of a bunch of scrap. I had some scrap elastic, I had the scrap flower from the trousers, I had some scrap lace, and I put it all together and I made something that's actually passable. We have a little sarong. This is something I genuinely used to wear on the beach. So it's like just a little wraparound sarong with cords. Oh gosh. So this is I was going to make like a 1950s swing skirt of my own, and then I never got around to finishing it, and you can see it was going to have double layers. It was going to have like red silk on top, and I've cut the fabric out and I've tried again and again. You can't really tell on the camera, but there's like, I painted stuff on it. It's got like a tree that you can maybe just about make out there, and like it was based on, at the time I was on Hit Record and someone did some artwork of a girl standing next to a tree, so I like painted, like there's the girl there, you can't really tell, and there's the tree, and yeah, you can't tell at all, and I painted it all. The moment I painted it all, like you can't see at all that I did anything to the skirt other than kind of ruin it. So there we go, that's another homemade project that never got finished. Here is a fez with a tassel, because fezzes are cool. This is a little black dress. I bought this for my 19th birthday party to go clubbing. So it's a teeny tiny little dress for when I had real either confidence or alcoholism. You can decide. It was, I was 19. I was about to turn 19, so that's it. I never really wore it often. It's not that comfortable, but it's the tiniest little dress. It is barely counts as a dress. It's more of a t-shirt than a dress. I might bring that to Canada actually and wear it over jeans because it's kind of spoopy and Halloweeny. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. We have a tattered shirt, which was I think cut up for a pirate walk that we did in the village when I was very young, or maybe I think it might have belonged to my friend Ellen actually, and it technically is hers, but it's all tattered and cut up for whichever purpose that was. We have got another silly hat. Silly hat. We've got another silly hat. We have got... so this is my my second ever cosplay was Mame from Magica Magica, and this is the first Mark corset. I've redone it since. So this is the first one I did. I bought the corset, I dyed it brown, I added the lace, I added the ribbons, I added the belt buckles, and when I decided to revisit it so I could enter it in a competition, I redid the whole thing. But that's Mark 1. We have, oh gosh, okie dokie, GCSE drama. We did a stage production about a girl who loved Madonna who had cancer. I can't remember what it was called. It was a weird play, but I made a shiny kind of wraparound skirt thing for it, which I didn't really understand how 80s fashion works, and that's how I thought 80s fashion was. Okie dokie, we're still going down. We're still in the thing. We have some cat ears. This was for the pre-GCSE, so when I was 13, 14 years old. We did cats as part of dance. So I bought the hairband and I added all these sparkles left over from, there was an old top which was covered in sequins, so I stole the sequins and added the fluff to make some cat ears. We have a tiara. This is my oldest tiara. I've had this since I was about, I don't know, young. I'm going to say 6. There's somewhere in here, I think I might have already pulled it out. There we go. So it clips onto the front of the Alice band. You've got the Alice band there, and then it kind of clips onto the sides, and then it kind of sits over the top of your forehead. So I've had that for years. That's a donation from my mum. It's just a silk shirt. We've had that for years. It's falling apart, but it's there. Oh, blimey. Okay, this is embarrassing. I don't think I've ever shown this one to anything. So, Critical Role. At one point, I was, when I was like, I'm going to make gifts and send it to the Critical Role cast, it's going to be amazing. And it was just at the point when Orion Akbar, Orion had just bought himself his jacket thing using the donation money before he left, and so I found this kind of scaled fabric. I think it was donated from a family friend who was like, hey, I've got this scaled fabric that I'm never going to be able to use, and I was like, oh my gosh, it matches Orion's jacket so well, I'm going to make him a belt. And so it's got like gold beading and like all of this gold work that I was really proud of at the time, and then I chickened out on sending it to him, and then he left. So I'm never going to send that, but it's like a tie around sash belt, and I did all this gold work, and I'm really proud of it, and it has like all this gold stitching around the hem, and I never used it for anything, so I'm going to put that in the maybe costume because it's kind of sea. Maybe I'll use it, I don't know. Oh my gosh, we're nearly at the bottom. See the bottom. Okay, so we've got the hipster owl glasses. As you can see, they're kind of like owly and hipstery, and they're covered in glitter, and I made them for the costume. I'm surprised I didn't leave them in the club, but I managed not to. We have got, let's see, this is an Alice in Wonderland dress. I think this may have featured before. When I did Crafting Sundays. I did, I need to turn it the right way out so you guys get to look at the pile of random stuff that I've pulled out of this box already. Okie dokie. So this was a dress that I genuinely bought. There we go, pick up the camera again. I genuinely bought this dress because I really liked it. It was really cute, it fitted really well, it's got pockets, and I love it. Unfortunately, it started falling apart, so I've turned it into, it's an Alice in Wonderland dress. I love this dress, I've forgotten how much I love it. It's a shame that it was starting, like it started to fall apart, like all the lace was starting to fall apart on the neckline, and it's like super duper cute, and I wore it for years and years and years, and I'm really, really depressed that it started falling apart. But when it did, I did some repair work at the back. I don't know whether or not you can see that, but that didn't really hold up very well. So I'm sad to have let it go because it's so cute. But it's been turned into an Alice in Wonderland costume dress. And again, that might be good for my Siren costume. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. Oh my gosh, we're nearly at the bottom. We have a blue, I don't know whether or not any of you guys have been able to tell what I've been showing this whole time. We've got a blue sort of strapless top, which I bought. Just because I thought it looked good, which when strapless tops were a cool thing. But I've worn it for my Jill Valentine cosplay, a really lazy Jill Valentine boob tube. So that worked out well. We've got some stockings, fishnet stockings. We have got, this is a homemade Ravenclaw. Oh no, this is the tie that I did for Mildred Hubble. This is the tie I did for Homemade Ravenclaw. This is the tie that I bought for when I did Luna Lovegood for a convention. I did a version of Luna Lovegood for that. This is my old school tie from primary school. So when I had to wear a tie in primary school, so it's like half size, it's so cute. This is a little hairband thingy that goes with the swing skirt. This is a garter gun. So it's got the garter and then it's got the little bitty gun inside. I'm trying to open it one-handed. It's a bit of a challenge. So there we go. Teeny tiny little gun that goes in the teeny tiny little garter. There we go. It's got a little package for it. We have a fan, which is, I can't even remember where I got that, but it's cute. We've got a Christmas bow. We've got some caps. I don't know if any of you guys know what cap guns are, but there are caps for a cap gun. We've got a Canada flag, which is appropriate. We have, okay, we're going back to GCSE again. And I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to have to start talking fast. So for GCSE, we did a production of a live-action Punch and Judy show. And I made a Punch and Judy apron because I played Judy. And that was my Punch and Judy apron. I made that from First Principles, and then dotted it. This is a kind of a lady's Victorian hat with feathers at the back. That's been through the mill a couple of times. This is, again, going back to Critical Role. I made a clip, a Vex clip that I was going to send in and then chickened out. So yeah, that's meant to clip in behind the ear. And it's all feathers. This I'm definitely bringing to Canada. It's all like old-fashioned coins and stuff. It's a belt. And that is definitely going into the siren outfit because that's just too cool not to. It's all jangly. We have my 2D portal gun for my pin-up shell with a receipt stuck to it. That's just great. 2D portal gun. So on that side of it was orange and that side it's blue. I was going to buy one and then I looked at the costs and it was so expensive. So it's just made out of like layers and layers of cardboard. And it was enough to prop. Be like, it's my portal gun, and there was like wires and stuff stuck to it, but it's fallen apart since. We have a random black corset that's been through the mill a couple of times. We have another, this is again a charity shop purchase, so this is like a boob tube corset thing. It's just like a you know, black velvety thing for general Halloween costumes of the past. We have a Luna Lovegood wand, which I hand whittled and then painted. We have a dagger. This was going to be part of the Assassin's Creed cosplay, so it's got like a full leather handle. It's all again layers and layers of cardboard, and it's got a button stuck to the bottom. We've got glass wands because I used to love glass wands as a kid. Whee! Oh, that is genuinely hypnotic. I could watch that all day. I freaking love glass wands. We have a homemade wooden wand. My dad asked me if he wanted him to make anything out of the wood shop, and he made me a wooden wand because I was like, I want a wand because, you know, wand collection. This is a bottle opener, but also a key. So I did this for, we did World Book Day in primary school, so I would have been 10. And I went as, I can't remember her name, the main girl from The Secret Garden. So we had a Secret Garden key that we found in a charity shop, and it's got a proper weight to it. It's a proper bottle opener. It's just in the shape of a key. And we have right at the bottom of all the bags, two things combined together. So that's a braid thing that I made. I don't know why I made that, but it's like all slightly glittery. And we also have a bunch of shells on a belt. So again, I might bring that as well to go with the rest. And we've reached the bottom of the box, you guys. Look at all of that rubbish. All of this rubbish. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's part 1 and part 2 of what's in my dressing up box. And that's not counting my separate cosplays. All the random stuff I've got in the bottom of shelves and stuff like that. But there we go. So, yeah. It turns out I made a lot of stuff. I didn't realise how much stuff I'd made and how much of it was for school. That's really weird. So yeah, Tor, if you want any of this stuff for various costumes, let me know and I'll bring it along to Canada, because why not? Wow, I have a lot of rubbish. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment and I'll see you guys later. Bye!